Hello.
Hello, who is this?
Oh, did you ask who is this?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, it lagged.
What's up?
I'm Caitlin.
Caitlin. Okay.
Yes.
Caitlin White, correct?
Yes, I'm just using my dad's computer right now.
Oh,
So it says S, right?
That's
So
fine.
yeah,
That's fine. That's not a problem. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Good.
Oh, yeah. He's just in there.
I admitted someone else. I'll ask who this is. Who is this?
My name's Eliana
Okay. What's your last name?
de la Rosa.
Okay. How are you doing?
Sorry.
I'm good. And
Good.
you?
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Just trying to get through this crazy end of school year that we're having right now.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yes, it is. Well, what I'm doing is for you two that are already on, I am admitting people into the our chat here. So as we keep getting people, I'll keep saying hi to everyone else. So just to let you know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm very new at this Zoom stuff, as most teachers are right now. You guys probably have a better understanding of it than most teachers do.
I do not. I refuse to do all my Zoom meetings at school, so
Not so much. Huh?
I do not know what I'm supposed to do.
So are you guys, how much longer do you have at your homeschools?
I think like 2 to 3 weeks, I think, for Burn Union right now.
Okay.
Wait, for Whitehall, I think it was like, no, I think it was like a month now.
Okay. Okay. Well, for anyone else that's on here, I keep admitting people into our meeting. So as you come on here, just jump in and introduce yourself.
No. Sorry, my dad just keeps
That's
he's
all
just
right.
having a blast about the Zoom thing right now.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I see there is someone on here by the name of Jimmy Herbert. Are you on here, Jimmy?
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to find out how to unmute it and stuff.
That's all right. If you can, your camera must not be on either. If you can turn your camera on as well, that would be great.
I thought I turned it on.
I see him.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see, who else do we have in here? I'm going to keep on admitting people. Once we get everyone in here, then we'll get started. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Alexis. Is Alexis on here? Alexis, you'll have to unmute your microphone there. There you go. Are you here, Alexis?
I'm here.
Awesome. Your video is not on either. You're Alexis Hudson, though, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. So how are you doing, Alexis?
I'm good.
Awesome. Okay, going down through the list here, it looks like Allison Ritter. Is Allison Ritter on? Allison, you there?
Hi.
Allison, you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, great. We're getting a little feedback there. I don't know if you have your volume up too high or what.
Okay.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay,
You gotta
great.
talk louder. Yes.
Awesome. So how's Allison doing?
Good.
Good. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have here? Is it Raina?
Anna.
Raina?
Yeah.
How are you, Raina?
I'm good.
Good. Good, good. Let's see who else we have here. Is that Nathan?
Yes, Mr. Moore.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Not bad, not bad. Let's see. I keep on entering people here. How about John? Is that John Jones?
Yes, sir.
How are you, John?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Very good. Like I said, I apologize, guys. I have to take attendance to get this started. So just hang in there with me until we get the attendance up, and then we'll move on. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Last name of Spriggs. I'm not getting your first name there.
My first name is Julie. I'm Nathan's mom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. I'm just looking through list here, just making sure I have everybody. Welcome.
Not a problem.
Let's see. Who else do we have here?
Who cares, bro?
Let's see. How about Tyler? Tyler, you have to unmute your microphone. Are you there, Tyler?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, awesome.
Hi.
Hello, whoever that was, hello. That did not sound like, a sophomore junior.
Why are they not listening to me?
They said hi.
Hi.
You want to stand with Allie
Hi, Mrs. Ruff.
for a second?
Hi.
How are you guys?
That is, for some of you seeing, that is Mrs. Ruff, the academic teachers at our school.
Yeah. I want to touch you.
Listen. This is Allie's.
There's just like so much going on right now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there? A lot of people. Hey, this is what I'm going to ask you guys to do. The ones that are on here now, if you could go in and type your name in the chat, feature of Zoom down at the bottom. If you could just go in there and type your name in, that way we will have a log of who was actually here. You guys can do it.
This is like, sorry, I'm so used to a cell phone.
Who said they were used to a cell phone?
Me?
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
What we'll do is once we get started here, I'll have all of you all mute your microphones, so that way I can talk, and then periodically have you unmute if you have a question for me, if that works for you guys.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to. Come here. Come here. Are you muted?
Mrs. Ruff, are you on there still?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what time is it right now?
It says 5:59.
Okay. Well, we'll give it another minute here and we will get started.
Okay, great.
Chelsea, are you on here? Chelsea Croy, are you on here?
Wait, what? Yes, it.
I do see a Croy on there.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Are you there? Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Is Chelsea on there?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, okay. Okay, so right now it's basically 6. We'll go ahead and get started. I have it looks like I have 10 students on here right now.
Yeah.
So if we get others, I'll admit folks on here, so that way we'll be able to keep track. So at this time, I'm going to ask everyone to go ahead and mute their microphones. And then that way we can go ahead and get started with our meeting. And what I'll do is about every fourth topic, I've got like 17 things that I want to go over real quick with you guys. And about every 4, I'll stop and ask if anyone has any questions. If that works for everybody, hopefully that works for everyone. So I am going to get started now with our meeting tonight. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to welcome you all. You guys are the class of 2022. You guys are sophomores now, very, very soon to be juniors, and you guys are going to be the junior students in our program. So I want to welcome you. You guys all did a good job, obviously, on your applications, and you guys were students that we look for at our school. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I don't like talking about myself. You'll soon figure that out. I am a retired lieutenant with the Highway Patrol. I retired back in 2016 after 25 years of service with the patrol. I have a wife and 3 daughters. I have a grandson. My oldest daughter gave us a grandson 2 years ago. So that's a little bit about me. I'm an avid, I like outdoors. I like to camp. My family does a lot of camping. And I'm huge into physical fitness, which you guys will very soon get to see how much I like physical fitness. So I will definitely get you guys into shape. I hope you're ready for that, because that's a huge part of our program is physical fitness. And I'll go over that here in a little bit. So anyway, so welcome. First of all, I want to tell you, this is a very disciplined program, very disciplined. You will soon be learning the realm of yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. It's very structured. I've had some students that have went home after the first week or so of school and are saying yes, ma'am, yes, sir, all that kind of good stuff to their parents. So it just it's kind of ingrained in your mind that that's the way it's going to be. You're going to be very disciplined. Let's see. Formation and inspection. We do a formation. We do an inspection every single day. As soon as you come into class, you'll put your belongings down, and we'll take attendance, and you will go right into formation. I'll inspect your uniforms. I'll inspect your boots to make sure that they're shined. Make sure that your hair is proper grooming standards. Gentlemen, make sure that you've shaved, and all that kind of good stuff. We'll talk the first couple days about earrings and piercings and all that kind of good stuff, because I know that some of you have them, and that's fine. But we're going to have to look at each one individually, because we have to make sure that you're within the standards of the program, and we'll go over that then. Like I said, boots need to be shined. The hair and the shaving and all that kind of stuff needs to be within standards. We have core values that we work off of, and we'll share those the first couple days. We'll go over those, and you'll learn those core values. Notebooks. You guys need to, when you come to school first day, you will need to have a black 3-ring binder. Probably best to get about a 3-inch wide one, so that way you've got plenty of room to put your notes and your tests and homework and all that kind of good stuff in there. We only use black pens when we write. We do not use pencil. Only time we use pencil is if we're doing like a traffic crash sketch, an investigative drawing, something like that. That's the only time that we ever use pencils in our class. Like I said, PT training, it's huge with our program. We have PT fit tests each quarter. So we do that 4 times a year. We actually have one when you first come in. And then we have one each quarter that you'll be graded on. What those consist of: 1.5 mile run. There are times that you have to meet for that 1.5 mile run. Then we do timed minute push-ups and sit-ups. So you guys will have to do push-ups and sit-ups. So right now is a good time to start working on that stuff. Work on getting physically fit, get ready. And so that way you don't come in and you're not, you just don't, I just don't want you sitting on the couch all summer. I want you doing something. Be ready, because it is tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's physically challenging. So, okay. With that said, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and unmute your microphone. Tell me who you are, and I'll answer any questions if you have any questions.
Actually, Mr. Moore, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
There was somebody who just asked for the number to log into via phone instead of computer. And I went back and tried to look for it, but I didn't have that information. I didn't know if you had the number, the link number.
I do, but I should have wrote that down. I've got it on the actual, I guess, the invite or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know if I can jump out of this and get it and come back in without disrupting the meeting. Do you know who?
It wasn't on the email you sent, so I couldn't write it down.
Okay. Oh, geez. I wish I knew how to retrieve that without disrupting the meeting.
Yeah, that's what I was scared of too.
Ms. Ruff, did you get names of, I admitted 2 other people into the meeting. Did you happen to catch the names on that by any chance?
The last one I have was Gracie Krause.
Okay.
Do you have her down yet?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I know there was 2 there. Well, let me ask at this time, other than any questions for the first section that we went over, anyone that came in within like the past few minutes, can you let me know who you are, and also type your name into the chat feature down on the bottom of the screen? So we'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
So any questions about anything we've talked about up to this point?
Nobody? No questions?
Okay, I see Gracie says that her audio's not working. Okay, that's hopefully you can at least hear me, Gracie. I don't know if you can't get your microphone working, but at least hopefully you can hear me. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Okay, well, let's move on then. Skills USA. Let's talk Skills USA. And you guys probably are not sure what exactly that is. That is our competitions that we that we do each year. They are our lab competitions. It's kind of like if any of you are familiar with FFA. We do competitions. In the criminal justice program, we do two competitions. We do a criminal justice competition, and we do a criminal investigation competition. As a junior, when you come in next year, you will be required to do one of those two. And probably because you do not get your criminal investigation class until second semester of your junior year, usually I try to steer you towards the criminal justice competition. What that is, consists of is you will do an interview, you will do a traffic stop, you will do a handcuffing technique, and you will also do a one-person approach, like a stop and approach with a violator. You will be graded on that, and then you will be graded with your other classmates. If you finish in the top 3 of our class, you will move on to regionals. Then if you would move on from there, you would go to states, the nationals, and so forth. We'll go over more of that first week of class or so. So I don't want to get into a whole lot of that right now. It's very interesting. It's something that we really take pride on at our school. As a school, we do very well with Skills USA. So we'll talk more about that. But it basically, in a nutshell, it is a competition to showcase your talents that we have or that you acquire through our program. Okay. Let's move on to cell phones. All kids this day and time have cell phones. I know that. Here's the deal with cell phones. When you come in the morning, you guys obviously will be in lab in the morning. When you come in the morning, you will turn your cell phones down. I'm not requiring that you turn them totally off, but you turn them all the way down so they are not a disruption in class. And you will place them in a holder that we have there in the room. There are some times where I will allow you to use your cell phones for different reasons. I will also give you times periodically, maybe once during the day or whatever, in case, mom and dad's trying to get a hold of you or text you or whatever. I will allow you to get that cell phone and be able to utilize that for a short period of time. But for the most part, cell phones are pretty well off limits for class. Just too many disruptions. As far as curriculum, we have you all will be starting out your first semester with Intro to Criminal Justice. Then your second semester, you'll move on to Criminal Investigations. Then for your senior year, you will start out first semester with Police Operations. Then you'll move on to Corrections and Homeland Security. So you will get basically 5 courses within your 2 years that you're there. We'll touch on one other thing, and then we'll see if anyone else has any questions, if that's okay. Online training and certifications, credentials. You all will be getting these credentials as part of your training. When you leave after 2 years, you will walk out with these credentials. You will have FEMA NIMS training. You will take 4 courses in FEMA training or NIMS training. You'll take course 100, 200, 700, and 800. That is online training. Next, you will take a 10-hour OSHA career safe training course. That's mandated also by the state. So you'll take that course online as well. Another course that you will take online is Power Phone Dispatcher training. That will be in your senior year, so you will not take that your junior year, but that's another online training. Now the training that's not online, you will have ASP baton training, which is your self-defense baton. You'll get certified in that your senior year. Also in your senior year, you'll get certified in CPR and first aid. You will get that training as well. And finally, each year, both junior and senior year. You will get certified in CADS training. That's a self-defense training course. It's 4 days long. It's very rigorous. It's when you walk out of there at the end of your 4 days, you will be extremely tired. You will sleep very well on those nights. Trust me. So, okay. So with that said, anybody that has any questions, feel free. Don't be shy. Ask any questions of either me or Mrs. Ruff. Mrs. Ruff is my academic guru. She's the one that gives all the answers on academics. I'm seeing some chats here. Let me jump on. Let me see if I can read some of these. Okay. Okay. Are you able to switch from criminal justice junior year and go to automotive senior year? Unfortunately not. All of our programs, with the exception of one at our school, is a two-year program. The only one that is a one-year program, I believe, Mrs. Ruff, and if you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, is Nail Tech. Okay. So Nail Tech is the only one-year program. So if you enroll and come to our school, you're basically committing to the two-year program, if that makes sense. So any other questions, and or if anyone has jumped on here recently that I've admitted into our meeting, please go to the chat feature down at the bottom and just type in your name so Mrs. Ruff and myself have a log for attendance purposes. Okay, so without any other questions, I guess we will continue to move on. Okay, next item I want to talk about, employability grades. We give employability grades as part of your grade, as part of your overall grade with our course. That employability grade kind of encompasses attendance, attitude, effort, and discipline. So let's say, for instance, that you come into class. Each day in my program, I make each day worth 3 points, your employability grade. So for a full week, that's 15 points that you can gain just by coming in, being on time, having all your equipment that you need, your PT gear if it's a PT day, and so forth. Also, my employability grades, I kind of make this just not my class. If you are, let's say, in Mrs. Ruff's class, and she comes to me and says, "Hey, so-and-so is, was acting up today. They had their cell phone out when they weren't supposed to or whatever," and she lets me know about it, I'm taking points off of your employability grade because this is the way that I run my program. I take very much pride in my program. It's a very disciplined program. You need to act the same way that you do in my class in every other teacher's class that we have. So you need to make sure that you are disciplined throughout your whole day, and you treat all teachers in our building, all adults and all students, with 100% respect. And if that does not happen, we will definitely have to have some conversations because I pride myself that my program is very disciplined and my kids are very professional at all times. So I just wanted to make that point clear. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is our core training. What kind of like we base most of our time spent during our time. We do handcuffing. We do vehicle stops and approaches with officer violator contacts. We do building searches. We do self-defense tactics, fingerprinting, crime scene processing, evidence collection and packaging, crash scene investigation and reports, case investigations, citation writing, and the Ohio Revised Code. So you sit back and you say, wow, that's a lot of information. to do. And I'm laughing at a comment that Mr. Roth, our director, just put on, and lots of push-ups. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, so we have a lot to get in academically in those 2 years, but we also have a lot that we do lab-wise. We have a lot of fun. And as long as you're willing to give the effort, and as long as you're willing to push yourself and get better every single day, then we're going to have a lot of fun. We have kind of two things that we like to say in our program. One team, one fight. And we also have something that we like to say: don't be average, be great. So every day you'll hear that from me, from someone in the class. Mrs. Ruff might even come in one time and say, hey, don't be average, be great. And I love it. Mrs. Ruff has been a great asset, a great person to work with, because she just jumps in and walks in our program sometimes just to check on people. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy having her in there. So thank you, Mrs. Ruff, for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions now? I'll stop again. We'll see if anyone has any questions before we go on. And because I want to make sure that I answer any questions that you have. No questions?
Wow.
Wow, Mrs. Ruff, no questions. Okay, well, we will continue. I keep admitting people in here. Oh, okay. What time does class start? Good question. For you guys, class starts at 8 o'clock. The bell rings at 8 o'clock, and you'll come in immediately. We'll do we'll do attendance, and we'll come down, as I was talking about earlier. We'll come down and we'll do our formation, uniform inspection, and all that kind of good stuff. You'll be in lab from 8 o'clock until 10:54. Okay. Let's see what else we have in the chat here. We're getting some more questions. Are there any instructions on how hair should be worn? We will go over that. Don't worry about that now. We will go over that the first couple days of class. Okay. So don't fret about that. Don't worry about that. Let's see. Do you have to buy boots? Yes. You have to have a boot, a black leather boot that is able to be shined. Okay. So it doesn't have to be a $300 pair of boots or anything. I've had students get boots at Walmart. I've had students reach out or go to like Rocky Boots and get their boots. They're in different places anywhere that you can get them. So yes, do have to have boots. They need to be a leather boot so they can be shined. Okay. So hopefully that answers that question. Don't go out and don't tell your parents that you have to spend $300 on boots. You truly don't. You can get a very nice pair of boots at Walmart for probably $35, $40. Okay.
And those are black, right? You're still doing black?
Yes. Black leather boots. That is correct. Okay. Well, are there any other questions at this time? If not, I'll continue to move on. Mrs. Ruff, how am I doing on time? What time is it?
It's 6:23.
Okay. I do have another question. Thank you, Mr. Ruff. I do have another question on the chat. What kind of pants do we have to have? I will go over the uniform stuff here shortly. So just stand by on that question, and I will get to that. Okay. Let's see. Actually, that's where I'm at right now. So that was perfect timing for your question. Okay. Uniform requirements. You guys can go on the same site that you are on now, or that you went on to get to this link. It's the onedayefcts.com. You can go on there, and you will be able to do almost everything on that site as far as your uniforms and so forth. I'm going to read something here real quick to get students will be doing their own self-fitting. So you guys will be doing your own self-fitting, going online on that onedayefcts.com website. Encourage your students to order the uniforms ASAP or before July 19th for free shipping. So if you order your uniform and get on there and do it prior to July 19th, then your uniforms will get shipped to you, or no. Okay, I stand corrected. Orders will be shipped to the Career Center and picked up on back to school night on August 11th. So order those, they'll be shipped to the Career Center, not to your house, to the Career Center, and then they will, on August 11th, back to school night, you guys will can pick those up. So just go on to that onedayefcts.com, go to the uniform fittings, and it will walk you through step by step everything that you need to do. Okay, we're getting some more good questions here, and I love good questions. Do the boots have to be lace up? No, as long as they are leather and they are able to be shined on the toe of the shoe, on the toe of the boot, that would be sufficient. Prefer lace up, but if not, whatever style that you have out there would be fine. How many uniforms should we typically order? Do they wear these daily? Yes, uniforms are worn daily. As far as how many you order, truly, that's up to you. I suggest at least 2. You know, but that's up to you. Some people don't like to do a lot of washing, and they order 5. They order 1 for every day. But some choose to save a little money, which there's no problem with that, and just get a couple and continuously wash them. That's not a problem at all. As long as when you come into formation and inspection, they look good and they don't look like you slept in them all night, or they don't look like you had a hot dog with some mustard on it and you spilled mustard all over your shirt. That is fine. That's totally up to you. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Do the boots have to be steel toe? No, they do not. We do not require steel toe in our lab. It's not required, not really needed, to be honest with you. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Let's see. Okay, scheduling classes. Here again, make sure that you get on that onedayefcts.com and make sure that you take care of and handle all that scheduling, all those scheduling concerns, and scheduling as far as for your classes, your academic classes other than our lab class, okay? It says that you can do that online, which I just told you. There's also a form, let's see, will also be a form for students to complete if they have any questions for their counselors. So you can also, get on there and put in a form to a counselor or to our counselor if you want to ask them a specific question or questions. So feel free to do that as well. Also, another thing that you can find on that same website is school calendar, kind of spelling out our next school year. I think it has some information on there about transportation. So there's just get on there and explore, because it's got they did a wonderful job putting that together, and there's a lot of good information on there. I'm getting more questions. I love questions. Do you have to order pants and shorts? Okay. So what we have is we have a standard uniform. We have a polo shirt. We have a pair of cargo or khaki TDU pants that you'll order. I'm not sure if they have a belt on there or not, which you will need to get some kind of a TDU belt to go with those pants. I haven't been on the site in a while to look at that, but so you'll need your boots, obviously, that you can get from the places that I've told you. You can get your cargo pants, your TDU pants on there, your polo shirt. Then you will be able to order also your PT gear. We went to a standardized PT gear last year, and it worked out very well. So everyone looks the same. Everyone has the same shorts, has the same shirt. It has the Fairfield Career Center logo on it. So it makes us all look uniform, and that's very important in the criminal justice field. There's also a jacket on there. So when it gets a little bit cooler outside and everything, it's a fleece jacket that you can order, and you can have that as well. I received some more questions. Let me go back here.
Good evening, Mr. Moore.
Good evening. How are you, Mr. Stidham?
Mr. Stidham's on there.
Fantastic.
Good.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Mr. Stidham. I'm your assistant director for the upcoming year. I just want to take a minute here and just thank everyone for joining tonight. I know everyone has busy schedules and everyone has things to do, but it's important to us. And we're looking forward to the future, the next 2 years for each one of you. Sorry we can't meet face-to-face and in person tonight, but it is amazing what we can do virtually in today's world. We are excited for the upcoming months. You're going to accomplish some amazing things. You're going to surprise yourself, and it's going to be an incredible 2 years. So look forward to communication from the district office as well as the building level over the next upcoming weeks and couple months. And before you know it, the fall will be here, and we'll see you soon. All right, so thanks, everyone.
You.
Thank you, Mr. Stidham.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You too, sir. Okay, so back to questions. Do the pants have to be ordered through the website? We prefer them to be, because then that way, there again, uniformity is a huge thing in our program. So yes, we do prefer. If you, for whatever reason, choose not to, all that I ask is that they are black TDU pant. There are different places that you can order them through. Galls being one of them. Galls is a huge one. That's where a lot of people go to in the law enforcement world to get uniform items. So Galls is one that you could. I would say though that our uniform company is probably the most economical place to get them, but understand that there are people that just choose not to go through that site. But just know that they need to be along those real close same lines as the pants that you will see on the actual website. Next question, do we have to wear the jacket from online, or can we wear our own? Here's the deal. There again, we pride ourselves on uniformity. We pride ourselves as a school to all look alike in our uniforms. So what I will tell you is there are very few times that you will be allowed to wear anything outside of the realm of the uniform. So what I'm saying there is that if you want to wear a jacket, you should wear the school jacket. You should order the jacket. We do have dress down days periodically throughout the school year, where the administration will allow you to wear other items. I'll just leave it at that, other items, still within the school's handbook though. So, and we'll go over all that the first week of school, but it probably we'll just leave it there for now. But my suggestion is, yes, get that, if you can, get that school jacket, so then that way that that uniformity stays constant. Okay, so I'll kind of leave that question or leave that answer there. Okay, any other questions? And we'll move on. And
I have a question.
Yes.
So I actually was like 5'11" like a month ago, and now I'm 6'1", and I think I'm gonna keep growing. So how late can I like order my stuff, because I don't think I'm done growing within these months?
Well, that's a great problem to have. We want you to grow for sure. I tell you what, on something like that, I probably would maybe hold off and maybe order. The only thing that they gave you that target date for July 19th is you get the free shipping. You don't have to pay shipping. And I don't know how much shipping is. I can't imagine it would be very much. But yeah, in your case, I guess I would just stand by on that and maybe wait until maybe July, beginning of July or whatever, and see where you're at there, and then order from there if you can.
I think so.
Yes, sir. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, let's see. So we have another. Okay. What is the website? The website, when you go on that one day EFCTS.com, you will find the ordering platform there where you can actually go in and order the uniforms. So just go to that. Let me make sure that I'm right one more time here. Mrs. Ruff, I'm not finding it on here. I keep on saying it, but is it one day?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, one day EFCTS.com. Okay.
So it on there.
You will, oh, thank you. You will find all your information as far as scheduling stuff, or your schedules, the school calendar, uniform fitting, all that kind of good stuff. You'll find all of that on that one day EFCTS.com. Let's see, what else do we have? As far as I will periodically reach out to you all during the summer, just to keep up with you, see how you're doing, see what kind of fun things that you're up to and so forth. So you may get an email from me periodically, just just checking in with you to see how you're doing. So don't be surprised if I do that. As far as parents, you can email me with questions anytime you want. And this really goes for students as well. I have an open door policy. As far as email, I check my email like most teachers do 100 times a day. But I will be on there. Let me give you my email address. And Mrs. Ruff, you probably could type this on here too for me. It is W Moore, and that's WMOORE at EFCTS.US. And I think Mrs. Ruff's going to put it on the chat there so you can see it. But any questions whatsoever, anytime you have any questions about the program, about uniforms, anything, just shoot me an email and I will definitely get back with you and answer those questions. This is something for parents. I'm not sure how many parents are on tonight. Welcome parents, with how many ever parents that we have on here. Please just make sure that the first week of school, very important. I send home a lot of paperwork for the students to bring home to you, have you look over and have you sign. Please just make sure that when your student comes home, that you ask them for those papers so that way you can look over them and sign them and return them to me as quick as possible. Please keep up with your students' excuse me. Please keep up with your students' progress grade-wise. You can do that through Canvas. Canvas has a parent portal that you can log on to, and you can look at your students' grades anytime that you want to. I know students sometimes don't really like that a whole lot, but as long as students are doing good, then they should have no problem with parents, guardians looking on Canvas there and looking at their grades. So I think that's about it. One other thing I want to do, that one day EFCTS.com, here are the things that I've wrote down that you can get on to handle. You can do schedules, which I already talked about. You can get on the uniform store. You can view the school calendar, the bell schedule. I know one person had a question on there as far as what time class was and so forth. And you can also, they've got a fax kind of question and answer type things on there. And also there are teacher bios. So you can go on there and you can, look and read about me if you want to. I don't know why you'd want to, but hey, it's on there. So you can do that. Okay. So couple other things here real quick, and then we're going to get off here. We're going to, or not have to get off here, but we're going to open it up to questions from you guys. Number one, if you are on here and you did not type your name into the chat feature down below, please do that for Mrs. Ruff and I, so that way we have a record of that. Other than that, I think there was one other question that jumped on here. Let's see. Are shorts, permitted in, let's see. Are shorts? Yeah, shorts and shirts for PT gear. They should be on the website. They should have a black pair of shorts and a gray or silver colored shirt or t-shirt. So yes, they are on there. As a parent, what type of careers follows the kids graduating the program? Good question. Careers. Oh, wow. It's so huge in criminal justice. You can get into law enforcement, just straight up being a street cop. You can go into the highway patrol as I did. You can work in investigations, whether it be private investigations, or you can go into a police department. You can go into the federal level. You can go into the FBI, the CIA, Secret Service. You can go into corrections. You can be a corrections officer in a prison. You can be a dispatcher. You can be a dispatcher for law enforcement. You can get into forensics. You can get into forensic science and be a forensic science, person out working in a crime lab. There's just so many different avenues that you can go into. So it's just the umbrella. I think the last I checked, or the last that I kind of did some research, there were 118 jobs under the criminal justice umbrella. So it's huge.
But we do have lots of kids who also go the military route.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mrs. Ruff, for reminding me of that. Yeah, this program gives you a very good, leg up on folks that are going into the military, because when you go into our program is 2 years of paramilitary. It's very disciplined. So when you go to the military, and I have, I have 5 seniors this year that are either already in the military or are getting ready to go. And I had 4 in last year's class. And when they came back, they said, Mr. Moore, it was a piece of cake, because I've already been through a lot of this, and it made it so easy. So that's something to think about as well if you're looking for that military route. Let's see. Will there be information sent home to parents about logging on and creating an account for Canvas? Yes, absolutely. Matter of fact, I believe that they even put that on. I'm not sure if it's on there now, but at least at the beginning of the year, they will put something on the website, on EFCTS website. But yes, they will send you something home to be able to log on to that Canvas account. Good question. Absolutely. Last one here on the chat, at least. Will the students typically need to follow up for some of the careers you mentioned for additional college or schooling? It depends. It depends on what what avenue they go. There are some career paths that they can leave my program, or I shouldn't say it, our program. I hate to say it, my program, our program, and they can go directly into the workforce. You can be a corrections officer in most counties at 18 years old. You can be a dispatcher at most all law enforcement agencies at 18 years old. There are restrictions on police jobs, obviously, law enforcement jobs where you carry a firearm. You have to be 21 in the state of Ohio to carry a firearm. So you cannot. So here's what I'll tell you real quick. I'll go ahead and hit on this. So you leave my program and say you're 18 years old. You go, either you decide to go to school and get your associate's degree in criminal justice, either at Hocking College or at Columbus State. You can go into the workforce and just take any job that you want. You can go into the military. But one thing I'll tell you is that if you go in, get your associate's degree, you'll graduate from that college, say at around 20. You can apply for criminal justice or law enforcement jobs at 20 and a half, start their academy at 20 and a half. If you would get hired on very quickly, graduate when you're 21 from the academy and go right into your job. So, that's just kind of and we'll talk about this, like I said, a lot of this we'll talk about first week of class to make sure that, because I want to find as much about you as I can to see what your interests are, where you think you're going to go, what you're going to do maybe after you graduate our program. And I'll keep very close, tight knit with that, because I want to make sure my job is to make sure that you are successful. And if anything I can help you with to make you successful, I'm all about it. And that's what I want to do. Mrs. Ruff as well. We have the most incredible staff at Fairfield Career Center. Every teacher there, every administrator there has your best interest at heart 100% of the time. So, Mrs. Ruff, what else do you have to add before we just open it up to any other questions? I apologize. I should have let you talk more earlier on. But Mrs. Ruff, what else, if anything, would you like to add?
I think you've covered most of it. I don't really have anything new. I know Mrs. Van Horn also just popped on here, so maybe she's got something else she wants to say. But I think you've covered most of it.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Van Horn, you're on here. Do you have, I don't know if you have anything that you want to say or you want to add?
Just that I think the academics are really good at our school in terms of being challenging, and that the teachers are all willing to help. I know I come from a law enforcement family myself, so I understand a lot of the aspects around that too. So you can always come to me for questions as well. I teach psychology and economics in American government. So, I'm pretty flexible, willing to help wherever you need it. So that's all I have to add right now.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mrs. Van Horn. Okay, so let's kind of wrap this up. I know a lot of you, some of you want to move on and eat dinner. You haven't ate dinner yet. You have other things that you would like to do, but let's just open it up to any other questions, and we'll kind of finish it from there. Are there certain days when the kids will wear their PT clothes versus a uniform, or do they need to have them there to change into? Okay, good question. So PT, we have PT Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we have PT. So they need to bring their PT gear with them on each one of those days. We will do our academic and lab stuff during the day or during the first part of the day. And then we will do PT. We usually start with the juniors, PT around 9:15-ish. Once we do PT, we usually do PT for 40 minutes or so. And then I give the students time to shower and get ready for the rest of their day academically. So yes, so they will need to bring their PT gear every day. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And have it ready for us to do our physical training. Let's see, any other questions? Okay, so Mrs. Van Horn took care of me there. What is PT? It's PT is physical training. So that's where we will be doing everything from push-ups to sit-ups to 1.5 mile runs to, and we even do some fun PT. Every once in a while, we will go out and play kickball, play some flag football, dodgeball. We do a little bit of everything. Usually those are on fun days, usually Friday. We'll kind of lighten it up a little bit, give you time to kind of recuperate a little bit because you'll need it after Monday and Wednesday. So we'll do some fun stuff during that time as well. Are there lockers for them to use? Absolutely. We have lockers right in our lab. We have a male locker room, female locker room, male and female restrooms. So yes, they do get assigned a locker, and we will take care of that typically the first week as well. Let's see, what would happen if we forgot our PT clothes? Oh, you don't want to do that. If you forget your PT clothes, obviously some of my students in the past, because they did not want to have to, I give what's called discipline points. If you forget your PT clothes, you will get discipline points for that. And the class will pay for that in the form of some sort of extra physical activity. A lot of times it's push-ups. And trust me, I have kids that came in, could not hardly do one push-up when they came in. And by the end of their senior year, they're doing push-ups like nobody's business. So we'll get you there. Trust me. I will not let you tap out. I do not allow anyone to say I can't. I can't is not a phrase that we use in my program or in our program. Let's see. Yes. Let's see. We've got some comments on here. Make sure to bring deodorant, guys. That's funny. But that goes for everyone. Everyone needs to bring deodorant. Yeah, we don't want anyone to not wear deodorant. Boys and girls locker room for the students to store PT clothes. Yes, like I said, each student will get a locker, so that way they can store their PT clothes. I do ask though that PT clothes be at least taken home once a week and laundered, because it gets pretty bad in there if we don't at least do that. Do they need a lock? No. All the lockers have a locking mechanism on them automatically. So yes, you do not need to buy a lock. Earrings, piercings, painted nails allowed. Here we go. What are you laughing at, Miss Van Horn? I know. Okay, so here we go. Earrings for ladies. Earrings, you can wear very small earrings. I had a student last year that wore hoop earrings in the first day that were the size of softballs. We do not wear earrings that big in criminal justice lab. So you may wear very small ones. Piercings, I know that I'll just keep it at this. Those, if it's a belly button piercing, something like that, obviously it needs to be covered. Now, one thing I can say about piercings, we do a lot of physical activity, self-defense class, our PT sessions themselves. I don't want someone else or yourself as the one that has the piercing to get hurt. So I would say that any kind of piercings, they need to be taken out whenever we do any of these physical activities, because I just don't want someone tearing a part of their belly button or whatever. I know that some people come in and they have nose pierced, eyebrows pierced, all that stuff needs to go. You can't wear that in criminal justice out in the law enforcement arena. So I'm not going to allow it in my lab. I'm very strict when it comes to that. Painted nails. Yes, you can have painted nails as long as they are of a regular color. I don't want you coming in with, one pink nail, one yellow, one neon green, 10 different colors. Make sure that they're of a neutral color or of an okay color. I mean, if you want to blue or whatever, that's fine. Just don't make it too wild. And make sure that you don't, as Mrs. Van Horn just reminded me, make sure that you don't come in with the, what do you call them, Mrs. Van Horn, the extended nails or the fake nails. I had, there again, the same girl that I had last year came in with nails that were probably 2 inches long. I don't think I'm exaggerating there.
Talons.
Yes, yes.
Talons.
Yes. So make sure, I don't mind if you have the fake nails, if they are, very short and very, they look nice, but just not the real extended nails. Let's see. I'm trying to read through these. Someone said, sorry for being late. That's no problem. Hey, things happen. I get it. Let's see. And Mrs. Van Horn did say studs are the best. I would 100% agree with that as far as your earrings and so forth. Let's see. Not even nails for prom or homecoming. That's one where I kind of, I'm a little lenient on that. I realize, hey, young ladies want to be young ladies, and you have prom and homecomings and all that. Absolutely. Just come to me and just let me know, hey, Mr. Moore, I'm getting these nails put on or whatever. I'm only going to have them on for a week or whatever you're going to have them on, and we'll work around that. I'm not expecting young ladies not to be young ladies. So let's see. Anything else? I know Mr. Phil Howard jumped on there. Mr. Phil Howard, you on there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Mr. Phil
I
Howard?
jumped on earlier, but you're on a roll. I didn't want to interrupt.
Hey, sometimes I talk 100 miles an hour. So I apologize. Brad, go ahead. Go ahead and introduce yourself and say whatever you need to say, sir.
Good evening. Congratulations on being accepted into the criminal justice program at Fairfield. It's a fantastic place. You guys are going to love it. I am Brad Philhauer. I am the school counselor for the criminal justice program. I also am the counselor for automotive, construction, HVAC, cybersecurity, cosmetology, and nail tech. We also have another counselor in the building. This is Thompson. She's the counselor for the all the health-related programs, all the other programs in the school. I'm assuming that this has already been covered tonight. Have you all showed them the one-day website and where the scheduling links and all that are?
I did not, Brad. I gave them the website. My computer technology skills are not up to par like yours are. So I apologize.
Well, I'm gonna show off a little bit, and then I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. So I'm gonna show you for class scheduling. I'm gonna show you where you go to submit your class schedule request for next year at the Career Center. So I'll share my screen here real quick, and let me get to the one-day site. So this is the one-day ESCTS.com website. If you're not familiar with it yet, this would be a good time to familiarize yourself with it. Over here on the right-hand side, it says Start Here, ECC and FCC students. So if you click there, it takes you into where there's a little paragraph or two, and then you see all these different links here. What I want to show you is the class scheduling information link for ECC and FCC accepting students. So when you click there, it will take you to this scheduling page. Again, has a nice little paragraph there talking about schools being closed because of coronavirus. But there are a few different links on this page that I want to point out to you. This link right here is the link that you use to submit your scheduling request for next year. And I'm going to come back to that in a second. The other link I want to show, a couple other links, is there's a link here for frequently asked questions for school counselors. The school counselors, myself, Mrs. Thompson, and the counselors at Eastland got together and we compiled a list of questions that we often get asked on nights like tonight when we're in person at the school, not online. So if you have a question about classes, scheduling, or a variety of other things, you may find the answer to that right there. If you don't find the answer and you still have the question, there is a form link down here that you can submit a question, and it will generate an email that goes to myself, Mrs. Thompson, and the counselors at Eastland. Within that form, it'll tell us who you are, what program you're in, and that way the correct counselor gets back with you. But we will get back with you and answer your question within a day or two. So give us a phone number, give us an email address, tell us how you want us to communicate with you, and we can do that. If it's an in-depth conversation, if we want to set up a video meeting like this one, we can do that as well. The whole point is to be able to answer questions and put you at ease with any questions you may have with regard to scheduling and coming to the Career Center. I want to go to the scheduling link. I want to show you what it looks like. So if you've ever worked with a Google form before, you've probably seen something that looks a lot like this. With us being online right now, we've been doing a lot of Google forms. So you click that link. This is where you are actually going to submit your request for your class schedule for next year, what classes you want to take. It'll pop up. You'll select Fairfield Career Center. That's the school you're coming to. You hit next. It'll ask you for your name. Just put a bunch of characters there. And then what your home school is. And then you'll select your program, criminal justice. And then you hit next. And what this will do throughout is it'll just continue to navigate you through the process. So you'll start with English, has some descriptions here about what the English classes are and what they're about. And then you select what English class you want to take, and you hit next. Same thing with math. Look at your classes, what you're ready for, you hit next. And you kind of just move your way through this to all your classes, social studies, your science, and whatnot. And then if you're on an education plan, you click there. So you just kind of navigate through and answer the questions. And I'm just going to kind of get through so I can get you to the end so I can show you what it is at the end. If you have any, when you get near the end, if you have any questions or comments, if you're good with what you're requesting, but there's something about your schedule you need to know about, you can go ahead and put a question in here, or you can just leave it blank. Then you put your email address, your phone number, and then what preferred method of contact you would like us to communicate with you. So over the summer, if we need to get a hold of you, would you rather us call you or just shoot you an email? I would ask that you pick the one that you're going to respond to. So if you never check your email, don't put email. It's the one you want to, the way you want to communicate. But when you get done, you're going to click submit, and then you're all done. And what that does is that it generates a field on a spreadsheet. Your name will be on a spreadsheet, and it'll tell us all the classes that you want to take. And then over the summer, the counselors, we come in July, and we get your transcripts from your home school at the end of the school year. And we look at your transcript, we look at your classes that you've asked for, and we make sure everything matches up. Because we don't want to put you in a class that you're not really ready for. Like if you accidentally sign up for calculus and you haven't finished algebra 2, we'll see that, and we'll make sure we get you in the correct class. If it's something that is a simple fix, we'll fix it as we go through the process. But if it's more involved and we need to communicate to you, we will contact you in the summertime just to kind of discuss the situation and make sure that we get you in the correct classes next year. Okay? Pretty straightforward and simple. It's not real difficult. It's just a matter of making sure we get you to that spot. And I would, a lot of you may have already submitted class requests not knowing if you're coming to the Career Center or not having been accepted yet. So if you know what you requested at your home school, you can use that as your guide to what classes you're going to want to sign up for here at the Career Center. Okay? And if you have done that, don't assume we'll get those requests. So even if you think you've already submitted your request to your home school, please go to that link and do the process with us, because we won't get that information from your home school. That way, when you show up on day one, hopefully we won't have any issues with your schedule. Okay. Anybody have any quick questions they want to ask?
Mr. Philhauer, there was one typed in. They wanted to know if the email and phone is for the student or the parent.
Well, on the scheduling sheet, I guess if you have a question you want us to get back with you, whoever we need to get in contact with. I know sometimes the parents will help the student fill out the form, and if the parent wants to put their phone and email down, that's fine. I know some students prepare those forms on their own. And if they are the ones that want to handle it, that's fine too. I would say and that's on the schedule form. On the form that was just submitting a question, whoever's filling out that form, I know we'll have parents that will have questions. So obviously, if we need to get a hold of a parent, put that down there. So I think it's case by case basis, whatever they feel comfortable with.
Okay.
Okay. And we also will have in the summer, we will have our own full contact list. So if we've got a question and we want to talk to the parent, we'll be able to get a hold of the parent that way.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
There's a question on here as well. Who can I contact to see if the social studies requirement is already fulfilled when scheduling my classes?
Okay. Let's see. Is the person who asked that question still in the room? And if so, can you clarify what you mean? Because I think I know what you might be talking about, but I'm not 100% sure. No? Okay. Looking to see here. So I guess I'll answer it this way. To graduate from high school in the state of Ohio, social studies, we're talking about here, you have to have American history, you have to have world history, you have to have at least a semester of government, and you have to have at some point some education in financial literacy and economics. And I know we have some homeschools that offer a financial literacy class at their homeschool. I'm guessing the question is whether if that fulfills it or not. The answer to that question is it might. Some schools, the financial lit class you take might fulfill that requirement, but it may not be a social studies class. So you may still have to take a social studies class. At the Career Center, we do government for the first semester and economics for the second semester. And without knowing where the question came from, I really can't tell you if the requirements have been fulfilled or not, because I don't know what school the question came from. Because some schools, financial literacy fulfills the requirement. For instance, Hamilton Township's financial literacy fulfills the requirement, but financial literacy at Bloom Carroll does not. So it kind of depends on the school you're coming from. But if you've never taken government, then I know you need to take government, and then the economics the second semester. So if there's questions about economics and you're not sure, that's a conversation we can have first semester, and we can clean your schedule at second semester to fix that if we need to. So I think on the sheet I just showed you, I think the government and economics is set up so that it schedules both of them. But we'll look at transcripts, and that's one of the things we do in the summer to see if that's something we need to do or not. So that was probably a confusing way to answer a simple question. Were there any other questions that were floating out there?
I actually had a question for Mr. Moore.
Yes, sir.
At the beginning, you said there was a minute to do like push-ups and sit-ups. Is that correct?
Yeah. What we do. Go ahead.
Is there like a requirement on how many to do, or do you just do as many as you can?
Well, yeah, we'll go over that. We'll go over that first week of school. I'll go over all of the, like, we go on OPATA standards. So there are, for the timed 1 minute push-ups and sit-ups, there is a grading scale for males and females. So you will know what, like if you want to get 100% on your push-ups, you will know exactly how many push-ups that you need to get that 100%. You know, what I'll tell you is I'll push you to do as many as you can every single time we go out. If I see you do 30 push-ups and I know that you can do 40, I'm going to push you the next time. You're going to get your 40. Okay. So I'm not, you can ask my current classes right now. I do not, I take PT sessions very seriously. And I really push you, and I really try to get as much out of you as I can.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay. So I think at this time, like I said, I'll stay on here as long as anyone needs me to. But I think what we'll do is we'll kind of start wrapping this up. We'll answer a lot of these questions and a lot of your questions that first week of school. That's all we'll do is get to know each other, answer a lot of questions, get all of our paperwork and stuff out of the way so we can get right down and get busy that very next week. So if you have no further questions, please, if you could do me one thing before you jump off here, if you haven't already, make sure you type your name into that chat feature at the bottom. So that way for attendance purposes, we have it. But other than that, you'll be hearing from me. You'll be hearing from the school continuously throughout the summer. And just everyone stay healthy. Make sure that you guys are working out, staying physically fit, having some good fun times with family and friends, and just get ready for a great 2 years of school at Fairfield Career Center. So, like I said, at this time, other than just typing in your names into that chat feature, you guys can, go ahead and jump off. If you don't have any other questions, you feel free to leave the meeting.
Welcome. I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Yes, for sure.
I also had one more question.
Absolutely.
About the I think it was the 1.5 mile.
Uh-huh.
Do you have like multiple times to do it, or is it just one time?
No, we do a pre-assessment at the beginning of the year. So probably like the second week of school, we will do a pre-assessment, and then we will do a PT fit test 4 times throughout the year at the end of each quarter. So that's when we'll do it 4 times a year other than that first pre-test there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions out there? Mrs. Ruff, I know you're still on here. Is Mrs. Van Horn still on here as well?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Well,
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I just want to thank both of you ladies very much. Mrs. Van Horn, you were awesome.
I'm so sorry for being late. I wrote it down that it was 7.
Oh, no, that's not a problem at all. No, I appreciate the information, and you jumped on there, and well, actually both of you kept checking the chats and answering the questions for me. That made a world of difference for me. That was awesome. I greatly appreciate both of you for doing that.
Good. Thanks.
Yes, it made it very seamless for me, because I think a couple times there, Mrs. Van Horn had typed on there. She'd answered the question before I even had I didn't even have to.
Sorry.
No, I love it. No, don't apologize. That's awesome. So, well, hey, do you guys know? So when we get off here, I think we're the only 3 still left on here. I'll hit the stop recording, but then can I still look at the chat to make sure that my numbers for my attendance and my names are okay? Or should I keep that recording and do that attendance first, the check in the chat, and then hit the stop recording? What would you guys suggest?
I don't know. I haven't used Zoom before, but I have names written down also. So if you need to cross-reference anything, I've got it written down.
Can we go over that real quick?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. Tell me who you have, if you could.
Sure. So Caitlin White.
Okay, I've got her.
Aliana De La Rosa.
Yep, got her.
Allison Ritter.
Got it.
Alexis.
What's the last name?
I don't have that.
Okay,
Put it on there.
let me.
Yeah, she said
let me-
Alexis.
Yeah. Oh, Hudson. Alexis Hudson. Got it.
Okay. Jimmy Herbert.
Got him.
John.
John Jones.
I didn't have a last name. He
Okay.
just had John.
I've got it. Well, I've got John Robinson and John Jones, but I had John Jones, so I'll go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Raina.
Kilbarger. Okay, got that.
Nathan McGrath.
Got him.
Tyler Morin.
Got him.
Kelsey Croy.
Got it.
And Moto Z4. I'm not sure what his name is.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. Let me see if I can look.
Yeah, because I tried to see if he signed his name too under his little link name, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm
Did you
trying to.
say the Yesin Samboy and Gracie Kraus?
They're still, yeah, one down here. But Moto Z4 was somebody separate.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I have that anywhere. No, I don't have that, so I'm not sure who that would have been. So what were the other ones, Rebecca, that you said?
I think Lisa said she got it was just the Yesin Samboy and Gracie Kraus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I have more on my list here too. That wasn't all I had.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know. This was a mom and child situation, Jace and Dominic. And then in parentheses, it said Justice. So I don't know if that was their last name.
No, it's Justice Wills. That's in the
and then I
chat.
had Justice
Yes,
Wills
that-
written under that. So I wasn't sure if they were the same people or if those were two different people.
Okay, well, I'll check Justice Wills off.
Okay, but I did have Justice Wills. And then, like I said, the other one says Jace and Dominic, but I don't know if that one, somebody else. Do you have a Jace or a Dominic?
I have no Dominic. How are you spelling Jace?
Jace was Jace.
No, I have no Jace either.
Maybe that is the Justice Wills person.
Yeah.
Because I had Justice in parentheses afterwards.
Yeah.
And then there was Pablo de la Cruz.
Okay. He was one that they just added him today.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then Dalen.
Dalen?
Daylin.
Oh, okay. Yep. I got it. Okay.
And then Gracie and Yison were the last two.
Gracie?
Mm-hmm. Gracie Cruz or Kraus, Krause.
Oh, okay. And then what was the other one?
Yison, Samboy.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So I've got on here then at least my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's 15 out of 25. So there was only
Okay.
10. There was 10 that did not jump on there then.
Okay.
Who's the J. Ann Spriggs? Like at the very bottom, she wrote thank you, or he wrote thank you. And it says
That was
J. Ann
Nathan
Spriggs.
McGrath. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Nathan.
Oh, that was Nathan McGrath. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey guys, I greatly appreciate it. I know that you guys are very busy, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate how great you were on here for me, because you were right on answering questions and all that kind of good stuff. So I can't thank you guys enough.
No problem.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, Becky.
I swear I saw an email that said 7 to 8. I swear I did.
I think the time at school was supposed to be 7 to 8. But then when it went online, they changed it from 6 to 7. Yeah. And I'm sorry, because I had a root canal done today at noon. So the side of my face is still numb.
Oh, gosh.
I was like, seriously, do I have to have my video on?
I'm so sorry. Like I totally messed that one up.
No, I'm not sweating it at all. I greatly appreciate both of you. Have a great rest of your evening. And I guess tomorrow we have that staff meeting at 8:30.
Yes,
So,
8:30, Rebecca.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw that one. I wrote it down. I'll be there. I just might not have my video on so that
Okay.
still be in my PJs.
Well, hey, ladies, thank you again and have a great evening.
You too. Thank you. Good
Yeah.
job.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.